Welcome to another review, and today we have here Prison Architect. If you have been following my channel, this is a game that I have been playing for quite a while, and I think it's now more than enough time to do a review on this game. And as I always do, I'll go straight into it and I'll ask the question, is Prison Architect still worth it? Is it worth buying it in 2020 or after the release of the game in 2012? After 8 years, is it still worth buying it? And for me, it's a resounding yes. I think this game is still quite fun, and they just released a new DLC as well, and I think that's quite adding to the game. I'm here with the new DLC, which is basically building the prison in an island, and this gives you a few more options and a few more features that you can play around. But the big question is yes, and I'll dive into it right now if you want to see my reasoning and the reason why I believe this is the case. So first thing that I have to mention, and this is quite interesting, is that although this is an old game, it still has a lot of bugs. And you might think, well, if it has a lot of bugs, this shouldn't be so good to play, there's something wrong there. And that's actually quite the opposite. Like, the bugs that this game has, they quite add to the game, and sometimes weird things happen and it's just fun. It's just like unexpected. And I think this is something that can make the game die or have like years and years working and being fun, and you can play it multiple times and this will be alright. Which also gets me to replayability. So every time you play this, you can do things different, things will happen in a different way. There is always the random things that happen in a prison, people starting fights, the amount of prisoner you might have, the money issue, and the number of employees that you have in your prison. There's always something different happening. So yeah, you can play this in a whole different light every time you play the game. And the graphics, as you can see, they are very basic. This is a standard 2D view of the map, and this is what you have. This is how much detail you have here in the area, and there is not much to the graphic. It's like Ringworld or other games like this, but this is a specific style, and I think it just works in here. And I'm quite happy with the graphics and the layout. I think this works well, especially when you start having more and more people in your prison. You want something that keeps working. And this is another thing with this game, like you can grow your prison. Although you can just see this, I can buy other tiles around and start expanding, and this is just huge. So there is a lot you can do here as well. I think what I didn't mention, and I usually start with this after I say if it's worth it or not, but what I didn't mention is what is Prison Architect. So let's go there and explain if you're new here and want to know what Prison Architect is. So you build a prison, you architect your prison, and you manage your prison. So that's basically what it is. So you have, for example, visitation room, you have armory, you have I think it is storage, you have offices, you have your prison cells, bunkers, kitchen, canteen, shower, infirmary. So as you can see, there is a lot of people injured here. So they probably have fault and they are going to the infirmary. You have morgue, you have, like, this is my criminal insane wing, this is the general population, and this down here is the maximum security. We have cameras in there, we have door servos that make the door open automatically, and yeah, this is prison architect. So you build and manage your own prison and make sure that people can escape and people can have their needs met. Speaking about needs, you have a tab here where you can see all the needs of your general prison population. And as you can see in this case here, they need more time with their families, they need more recreation, they need food, they feel like they need more freedom and some luxuries as well. So you do all that. You have some programs, for example, to teach them kitchen safety and hygiene so they can work in the kitchen, workshop safety induction so they can work in the workshop up here. And this is my cleaning crew, by the way. That's a lot of cleaning people. And you have all that, like you have a lot of options here that you can take a look at. You have transfer criteria, you have your prisoners, you can look into any individual prisoner. For example, this one, you have their biography, you have convictions, you can change the punishment, you can change the wing they are at the moment, and you have a few actions in there as well. So you can do a lot of things here, and this is what makes it fun. There is always something else, something new, and the more you grow, the harder is the challenge, because it's really, really hard to cater for so many people. We have 200 positions in this current prison, and I think there are more people coming in the next day. Yeah, we have 4 for maximum security, 2 for medium, and 1 for minimum. And as you can see, they can have parole and they can be released soon. We have incident reports, and we have some grants that we can work towards so we get more money. I think the finance on this game, they are not really they're not very complex, they don't work quite well, but that aside, I think this is easy to get a grasp on what's happening and on the gameplay here. It's quite nice being able to see like the amount of items that you can use across your whole prison. As you can see, you have an extensive list of things that you can use. You have a lot of different signs as well. You have different rooms, you have a number of different floorings, landscape options, wall options, door options. There's a lot here that you can explore and do. And there is also obviously the workshop item on this one, which basically means that you can go into the workshop and download new stuff for your prison, and then you just get a lot more that you can do here. So yeah, I certainly had a lot of fun. If you can take a look at my series, which will be linked somewhere or in the description or in the top of the video, and you can see for yourself that I do have quite a lot of fun. And I think this is one of the games that you can just have a sit and play for a few minutes, for half an hour, or spend like hours just trying to design the best prison you could have. And I think it's something that I really like, because sometimes you just don't have that time to spend a lot of time on a game, and having the ability to come here and just being able to do all that you want to do in a few minutes is fantastic. So yeah, this is my review. Again, if I think this is worth buying, I think it certainly is. You can take a look on Steam. There is sometimes a lot of different promotions, and the price of the game goes down quite a bit. So if you're still not sure, just waiting for one of those and then buy it cheaper than usual, and you can have a play and see how that goes. But yeah, I certainly hope you enjoyed this quick review on Prison Architect, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more reviews like this one, or if you want to see the Let's Play series, just remember to subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified every time I have a new video up. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!